Now we're up and running. So I got my iPad. We'll go through a bit of the story first, but to give you an idea of one of the neat things about using and working with operators, using kind of hands-on software development with the operators. So, giving one example is a military command and control center. We created some software quite a while ago. I'll tell you timing-wise in a bit. But the neat thing is we're sitting in an environment where my developers were all really excited. I got in there one day and the developers walked up. They're all bouncing off the walls and they're telling me that, yeah, this captain loves it. He absolutely loves what we're doing and he wants to start using it right away. And I said, that guy, who? They named the guy. I can't remember his name, but I said, he'd like a piece of tinfoil. Nice shiny piece of tinfoil if you gave it to him. And he's going to like it until he finds something else shiny and new. Now, guy's great guy. He just loves gadgets, loves new things, likes to try new things. I said, you see the major back there? The guy who's sitting there with his arms crossed? He sits there, and excuse the noise, I got my big microphone here. He sits there and listens. He's not negative, but he's absolutely not engaging. He's somewhat cynical, rightly so. And he's the guy. I said, when he leans forward, and the colonel who we were working for at the time was with us, and I said to him, listen, when he engages, we're done. Now, I don't mean done. I just mean we've made our mission. I want to explain a little bit about that, but what ended up happening was about a month later, we'd gone through a whole bunch of training. Everybody was trained up, and we were going through and talking to doing the dog and pony. I was up at the front talking, and the colonel was in the room, and at one point, the major, who was the concern, the guy, kind of our metric, he became our metric for success. He's sitting in the back, and he says, you know what, sir? Says to the colonel, he says, I'm senior watch ops for the next shift. He says, we're going to use this. At that point in time, when the colonel gave me a look, I'm looking, going, hey, this is how it goes with operators. But the whole room leaned forward. Everybody got engaged. And I've been thinking about that a lot. I just used the phrase again, we were done. We're not done. But what ends up happening a lot with technology is, I'm just going to use my iPad here, so I'll pull it up here on the screen. Excuse me when I stare at the iPad. I'm warning you, I'm not very artistic at all. But if we take a look at the adoption of a technology, quite often a technology gets quick adoption, and then it kind of just, peters off over time and it disappears. Largely this is because there's not a lot of operational value. If there's operational value, you'd have to fight someone to take it out of their hands. The problem we see with a lot of applications is they just haven't hit that threshold of operational value. So once we find, and I've done this many different places, we find there's this level where I'm just going to draw kind of a threshold, and you hit this level that once you do get there, you start climbing up, you hit it, you are done. You really can only fall back as far down as the threshold as you start adding capabilities. Even if you let it run for a long, long time, it'll still get down. Now at some point, if you've broken it, if you've done something silly, well, maybe then. So to give you an idea, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, so I would put it in 2011, maybe 2012. Somebody came up to me and said, hey, that system you told me you built, and I built it back in, and I'm dating myself, there's a lot of gray hair here. It was back in 03, 04, maybe. Definitely 03, might have been 02, 03. So we deployed the system. It was in use for a long time. Actually, D&D, they took it, they grew it, but then at some point the IT department got a hold of it, and they owned it. And it became slowly, incrementally over time, it became this tool that became an IT ticketing system. Now, if anybody out here is using an IT ticketing system, they're great if you're ticketing IT. If you're trying to use it for operational use, they're useless. They're absolutely, completely, utterly useless. So the operators did what they do best. They took a look at it, said, no. Took it off the desktop, and there it goes. I actually saw the colonel at one point and told him that had happened. He was quite upset because what we had created was, not magic, but close. It was pretty amazing to watch these guys adopt it and change how they operated. So that's one of the benefits of working with operators. Give you an idea of what I think some of the thresholds of that operational use, that sort of plateau is. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ping me. Talk to you later.